with a boots-on-the-ground report about what's happening in the battle against the Hamas terrorist organization in the Gaza Strip. So, IDF forces under the southern command of the IDF continue to operate, directed by the military intelligence and the Shin Bet against the terrorist organizations throughout the Gaza Strip. And Division 162 forces continue to operate in the northern parts of Gaza. During the past 24 hours, the forces eliminated terrorists from the ground and in airstrikes and continued destroying terror infrastructure and weapons depots above and below the ground. And Division 99 forces are also operating in the northern and central parts of Gaza. And during the past 24 hours, the forces exposed enemy infrastructure and destroyed several terror infrastructures in the Bet Hanun area. Division 98 forces are expanding the fighting in the Gaza City area, with the Divisional Fire Center directing strikes to eliminate terrorists and destroy terror infrastructure in that sector. Ground forces operated in the past 24 hours and destroyed launch positions, sniper positions, and weapons depots in that area. And in the past 24 hours, the Air Force also struck about 90 terror targets across the Gaza Strip in coordination with the maneuvering forces. And amongst the targets that were attacked were military compounds, buildings associated with terrorists, and underground infrastructure, together with additional terror infrastructures that were found. In Division 36 that is operating in Khan Yunis, they parted in recent days from the Standing Paratroopers Brigade. The largest city within its sector in the Gaza Strip has become the main focus of the fighting, with more than 10 kilometers of new tunnels that were discovered and destroyed over the past 2 months, and with an unprecedented rate of building demolitions. And over the weekend, 2 IDF reservists were seriously wounded in Khan Yunis when the vehicle that they were traveling in inside an area that is supposed to be under high operational control of IDF forces along the northern to the southern Tangier axis drove over an IED. And meanwhile, alongside reports of an approaching ceasefire, IDF forces operating in the Gaza Strip are increasing the pace of demolitions that could serve terrorists in the future or that served them in the past. The army says that each such building is easily incriminated by prior Hamas use for observation, the forces of Israel rigging explosives and deploying snipers, or is liable to be used as such in the future. For example, according to details of an investigation concluded in the Golani Infantry Brigade of the IDF, in the serious incident, which was about 10 days ago, a force from the brigade's reconnaissance unit seized a building as part of an advance to breach the new segmentation axis, Magen Oz, and the other forces were then supposed to destroy adjacent buildings as part of opening and securing the axis. But they did not manage to do so, and a Hamas terror cell that hid overnight in one of the buildings carried out an ambush, which resulted in 1 IDF fatality and several other soldiers that were wounded. So incidents like this prompted the IDF to issue a statement saying, "We do not destroy buildings just to destroy them, but every such segmentation axis that we open requires flattening the buildings on both sides for at least a range of 300 meters on each side so that the buildings do not constitute a threat to the forces that will remain on the axis and cannot strike them from there." In this regard, only the segmentation corridors in Khan Yunis, Morag, and the new Magen Oz corridor approach 20 kilometers in length, which is 3 times the Netzarim segmentation corridor and almost twice the length of the Philadelphia corridor in the south, bordering Gaza and Egypt. On both sides of these corridors, under the IDF control, thousands of buildings have already been leveled to the ground. As the IDF expands these segmentation corridors, it also requires more forces to deploy in positions along them for defensive missions, which are by nature static. This is in addition to leveling buildings and permanently deploying forces in the new security zone of the buffer area along the border.
This $50 device can clone your entire bank card in 2 seconds without you ever knowing. If you use a debit or credit card, pay close attention to the next 30 seconds, because this simple invention may be the only thing standing between you and losing all the money in your account. The method is called RFID skimming. With a simple $50 scanner, hackers can now intercept your card data wirelessly, without even touching your wallet. They've found a way to exploit the tap-to-pay feature, the same one you use to make contactless payments at stores, vending machines, or ticket terminals. This wireless technology, while convenient, contains a critical vulnerability that allows scanners to capture the information stored in your card's chip through pockets, bags, and even closed wallets in under 2 seconds. So whether you're standing in a supermarket line, waiting for the subway, or just walking through a crowded mall, your card could be silently scanned and cloned without you ever knowing. It's estimated that over 62 million Americans have already fallen victim to this scam. And the most alarming part, banks are refusing to reimburse the stolen money. So if your credit card was issued after 2019, you should consider using this RFID blocking card to protect yourself. That's exactly what happened to Daniel Meyer, a digital security engineer who lost over $12,000 to this scam during a business trip, even though his card never left his wallet. When his bank refused to reimburse him, claiming the payments were made with the physical card, Daniel realized this could happen to anyone, so he decided to fight back. He studied the scanners used by hackers, analyzed the technology behind the attacks, and developed a solution capable of blocking the attack before it even happens. The result was Cryptic, a credit card-sized protector that instantly blocks any RFID or NFC cloning attempts. Its revolutionary design has already won the 2025 Cybersecurity Innovation Award. Cryptic uses a patented RFID blocking chip that automatically activates a 3-inch invisible barrier as soon as it detects a scanner nearby. It requires no batteries, no setup, and no maintenance. It's waterproof, ultra slim, and fits in any wallet. Cryptic protects all your cards, IDs, and even passports without adding bulk. In real-world tests, Cryptic successfully blocked every known scanner used by hackers. Security experts are now urging everyone to get one. If you want to be protected, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that Daniel is offering Cryptic at 50% off for the next 50,000 orders to raise awareness about this new type of crime. The bad news, he didn't expect such high demand. There are only a few units left, and they're going fast. So if you want yours, click the link below or scan the QR code to claim your 50% discount. But you have to hurry. This is a limited time opportunity, and the price may increase at any moment. With millions already affected and new cases appearing daily, demand is rising fast. Don't wait until you become the next victim. Click the link now or scan the QR code to secure your 50% discount.
If you want to make passive income online, I'd like to pay you $5,000 to $10,000 a month to help my agency, Veritas Digital, generate digital marketing clients here in Australia. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So essentially what you'll be doing is you'll be going to websites like yellowpages.com, typing in small business niches like dentists, chiropractors, and things like that, anywhere in Australia. Then you simply come down, you can see all these results here. You simply click get more info and you can copy their email address right from here. I'm then going to teach you how to go to ChatGPT, get a professionally written email that's 100% customized to that person, done in 3 seconds without you having to know anything about the business, anything about digital marketing at all. You then simply send the email to the business using one of our email addresses that I'm going to give you for free. They will then contact our agency. We'll get on the phone. We'll sign the client up to a $2,000 per month marketing service, and we'll pay you a 50% ongoing monthly referral fee for simply being the middleman and connecting us with the clients. So you don't have to speak with anyone, you don't have to do any of the work, you don't even have to start an online business. We'll simply pay you on average around about $1,000 for every single client that you send us. So if you make $5,000 per month, all you need to do is send us 5 clients. Now you may be thinking, how many emails do I send? How do I exactly send those emails and find the clients? Great question. I can't answer it all in this quick message, so I've recorded a free training video that you can access by clicking the link below right now. I'm going to walk you through the 3-step process you need to follow to get your first paying client in the next 24 hours, which would be $1,000 per month, and we'll pay it directly to you. So why am I teaching this? Why am I sharing this with people? Because if we go over here and have a look, there are 9,000 agencies in Australia, but there are 2.5 million businesses. So I can't, it's too big of a pie for me to be able to do all by myself. So essentially what I'm doing is getting a few select people who are really good fits for our brand, bringing them in. I'm going to show you how to do this, and you can make passive income online in your spare time because it's recurring from anywhere in the world with zero experience, really fast. And the coolest part is we can do it by providing genuine, real value to business owners. You can come down here, you can see that our agency is the #1 boutique marketing agency in Australia, where we work with companies like F45 Training, Hocking Stewart, Adriatic, Noble Oak Insurance Companies. It's like an $185 million private insurance company. You can actually go and see them on the public stock exchange as well. So click the link on the screen. Help us spread the love with Australian businesses. All these business owners right now on yellowpages.com.au aren't getting any love because no one uses Yellow Pages anymore. So click the link on the screen right now. I'm going to show you how to legitimately make your first income online so you can travel the world, help out your parents, and stop trying all these oversaturated methods like drop shipping and Amazon and all that crap. It doesn't work. I tried it for 4 years. So click the link on the screen and I'll show you exactly how to do this.
whose establishment has not yet been completed. So Division 36 forces, which are currently operating 3 brigade combat teams in Khan Yunis in Gaza, including the 188 Golani and Kfir brigades, effectively control about 30% of the Strip's territory, yet have not reached large Hamas centers or gravity in the city, including the Qatari Hamad neighborhood in the west of the city, the Khan Yunis refugee camp, and the displaced persons city of El Mawasi near the Khan Yunis coast. In this large tent city, about 800,000 Gazans are gathered, while large numbers of Hamas operatives are also using the cover provided by the large crowds to move, gather intelligence, and plan future attacks against Israel. The IDF operates in the city while concerned about the presence of hostages there, and part of the division's activity has also been halted and altered in recent days. Division 36 achievements, such as locating and destroying more than 10 kilometers of tunnels in Khan Yunis in the past 2 months, provide a mirror image of Hamas's capabilities in areas where the IDF has not yet fought again in the Gaza Strip or has not fought at all in the central and the western Gaza City neighborhoods, Deir el-Balach, Nusirat, and additional towns in the northern and the central parts of Gaza. It is also important to remember that there is an intensified intelligence effort by the ISA and Amman Israeli intelligence agencies to locate senior command of the terrorist organizations, field commanders, terror elements who participated in the October 7th massacre, and real-time targets that threatened the IDF soldiers and the Israeli home front and terror infrastructures while exploiting operational opportunities in the field. The purpose of this maneuver right now is to defeat the Bet Hanun battalion and other frameworks in which terrorists are located in Jabalia, Sajaiya, and Beit Hanun. And ahead of the day after the agreement with Hamas in the defense establishment, there is a major effort to shape the buffer area at a range of 800 meters to 1.5 kilometers from the border by means of security components, electricity and water infrastructure, advanced technologies, observation means, and logistical routes. This involves maintenance of the new fence line along the entire Gaza Strip and upgrading the existing line. It is important to note that during the fighting there has been erosion in conditions at various crossings. In the Ministry of Defense, they are considering solutions for gates.
If I didn't have Monday.com, to be honest, I wouldn't be able to do my job the way that I do it today. McDonald's, very simply, we sell McDonald's burgers. The challenges that I was facing prior to Monday.com, they involved lots of different meetings within the business, a lot of spreadsheets and just general documents. We didn't have clear visibility on the outcome or what was being discussed in each of those meetings. By implementing Monday.com, those challenges went away. Now having full visibility of the business in every campaign, I'm able to link different campaigns and different products. A lot of additional meetings are then housed within their own boards, so those meetings and information will then flow into our main process board. So I get a really good tracking and overview of everything that's going on, and has created some really great efficiencies within our business. It really makes my job a lot easier. Don't even do the trial, just do it.
We don't like to show off.
I should never be so vulgar as to make a fuss.
But BritBox has gotten bigger.
What?
Better.
No way.
And prettier than ever.
You can't be serious.
That's impossible.
More new exclusive mysteries, dramas, documentaries, and comedies.
Remarkable.
More ways to watch.
No big deal.
More of your favourites streaming before anywhere else.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes.
But let's not make a scene, shall we? BritBox, the ultimate collection of British telly. Always better, now bigger.
And the weak points that were exposed on the 7th of October on the border between Israel and Gaza, then thousands of Palestinian terrorists penetrated Israeli territory. And meanwhile, the Ministry of Defense, the IDF, and the civilian companies are securing the distribution of humanitarian aid and, in parallel, preparing to build a new humanitarian aid distribution area in Rafah in the case that the negotiations collapse and a humanitarian city is established in Rafah. So guys, here at TBN Israel, we will continue to update you every day on every development in what's happening in Gaza. And now, let's move on to the negotiations to release our hostages. But first, I want to ask you to help us share the truth. So guys, leave a comment, leave a like, and share this video, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. I also want to talk to you for a moment about the economic situation and challenges that we are facing here in Israel amidst this war that has been going on for so long. Because thousands of hardworking men and women across Israel are doing everything that they can to get back on their feet, even while the fighting is still going on. Business owners, artisans, farmers, shopkeepers, many of them pause everything to serve in the IDF and defend. So also to evacuate if they are living in war zones or just to survive. Now they're trying to rebuild what was lost. And that is exactly where Arza comes in. Arza partners directly with small businesses in Israel, so they buy their handmade products and share them with people around the world through their subscription boxes. Every box brings real income to people working hard to start over in Israel, to reopen workshop, restock a shelf, or simply just pay the bills. So guys, if you want to support the recovery and the rebuilding of Israel, go to www.arzabox.com/TBNIL and use the code TBNIL for a 10% discount out of your subscription. Guys, that's www.arzabox.com/TBNIL. And it's a simple way to help Israeli families move forward and also get a piece of Israel into your house.
You don't need a second job. You just need to learn how to talk to AI. It's 2025. AI can build a pro-level website within a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, you're still asking it how to write emails? Seriously? You've got one of the most powerful tools ever invented sitting right in front of you, and you're barely scratching the surface. Tomorrow, we kick off the 28-day AI challenge for beginners over 40. Just 15 minutes a day to level up. In 1 week, you'll feel unstoppable. In 2 weeks, you'll have your strategy. In a month, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Tap the screen to join us.
Interactive Brokers, the professionals' gateway to the world's markets. Invest globally in stocks, options, futures, currencies, bonds, and funds, all from a single unified platform. The best informed investors choose Interactive Brokers.
Now, we're getting back into the news and shifting our focus to the negotiations in Doha, Qatar, which will hopefully lead to the release of the hostages and a permanent end to this war. So political sources that are familiar with the negotiations claim that Hamas continues to drag out time. But despite the gaps between the two sides, which are considerable, the agreement may be announced already in the coming days because of intense American pressure. Until then, the fighting in the Gaza Strip is at a low confrontational level until the Security Cabinet decides otherwise. However, this means that in the meantime, negotiations are conducted under fire. Israeli sources say that Hamas is obstructing the talks, refusing to discuss key issues such as lists of terrorists that they want to release from Israeli prisons in exchange for the hostages' release. Another issue on which Hamas refuses to advance is regarding the maps of the IDF deployment in and around the Gaza Strip that Israel presented even after significant compromises. And meanwhile, on Thursday at 2 in the morning, an updated mediator's proposal was placed before Israel and Hamas, and the sides are examining it in an attempt to jumpstart the terror organization and move forward with these negotiations. For now, the sides' positions on it have not been conveyed. Israeli sources also claim that despite the compromises to which the negotiating teams agreed regarding the scope of the withdrawal, Israel did not agree to withdraw to the lines that Hamas wants. However, the sources did not deny the understandings regarding withdrawal from the Morag corridor into the area that the IDF has cleared in recent weeks. And despite the Israeli willingness, the negotiations encounter and continue to encounter many difficulties in light of Hamas's refusal and foot dragging, which may indicate that the terrorist organization is buying time, which Israeli negotiators warn is a losing strategy, as time is not on Hamas's side. And as stated, the main issue on which Hamas places an obstacle to the negotiations is the issue of the prisoners' keys, and this is what delays reaching a ceasefire agreement. The organization insists on not moving to discussion on this issue despite the mediator's commitment to progress. In these talks over the past 2 weeks, and the fact that the United States stands alongside Israel. However, during the past week, an additional Israeli channel of talks opened in Cairo on humanitarian issues, and progress was made on some of the topics. And despite the difficulties, Israel is not closing the door on the negotiations and continues to compromise on various issues on the table. Security officials have warned that a return to war, as Netanyahu commits, includes the establishment of the humanitarian city after 60 days and will cost the lives of soldiers who will return to fight in areas in which Hamas has infiltrated in Gaza. With all that in mind, let's take a closer look at the details of the proposed deal, which are known so far. So, during the 60 days of the ceasefire, 10 hostages will be returned alive, 8 on the first day and 2 more on the 15th day, and in return, Israel will release security prisoners, including some who are serving life sentences. In addition, talks on ending the war will begin during the ceasefire, and pressure is expected from the mediators led by the United States of America to lead to ending this war. However, the American envoy Steve Witkoff has still not arrived in Doha, Qatar, or the area since he intends to wait for the moment when a breakthrough arrives that will pave the way to an agreement. Guys, here at TB in Israel, we will continue to report on all these diplomatic developments. As always, we invite you to be part of the team and help us share the truth of what's happening in Israel. Guys, in order to do that, please leave a comment, let us know where you're coming from, leave a like, share this video, and hit that subscribe button. The most important thing you can do is pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And now, let's take a closer look at recent American efforts to bring home calm and stability to the Middle East after nearly 2 years of high-intensity activity in several countries, particularly Israel, but not only here. The Trump administration in Washington is working day and night to bring the situation under control. And in remarks over the weekend, United States President Donald Trump said that 10 Israeli hostages are expected to be released very soon from the Gaza Strip.
Can you please
posted Saturday on his Truth social media network that all 3 nuclear sites in Iran were destroyed and all completely erased.